You guys are really on top of your questions. We're loving them, so keep submitting them, and we'll do our best to respond. The conversation with Bernadette and Kelly is always going on. Think of it this way. It's as though my best friend now lives with me, so the engagement is always going on. Even this morning, as I was sipping my coffee, doing my prayers, gazing out the window, still dark outside, the narrative between Kelly and Bernadette begins. And there's a conversation just like it would be with you and your best friend, sitting down over a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just chatting. And that's how it is. And that may sound a little strange to hear, but I'm trying to share with you guys as openly as I can what this looks like. Because I imagine, just like me for 38 years, I couldn't ever envision somebody sitting and literally just having a conversation as normally as this with someone that apparently is not part of this 3D experience. Even as I say that right now, it sounds a bit disassociative, right? Like, wow, there's a whole cast of characters literally going on over there in the story of Kelly. Well, there is for you too. And I think that's why I want to normalize this a little bit, because I think many more people have this than realize. But because it doesn't sound like something separate from them, they're just envisioning that they're having a dialogue with their inner mind. So all that being said, this morning's conversation was about another YouTube follower's question, which is engaging with the higher self. And I'm going to go ahead and pull into that not only the higher self, but any higher being, any higher state, ascended masters, these things that we've conditioned in our minds to be hierarchically different, if it were. So how to communicate with that higher version, that higher self aspect outside of the 3D version of ourselves. Well, I just explained it. You're already doing it. It's happening all the time. It's so subtle. We expect it to sound like a different voice, or when we're communicating with the highest aspect of ourselves or higher selves, that has a different feeling to it or expression of the way it comes through. And here in the story of Kelly, and again, Bernadette is validating this, it's not. It's so subtle and so simple and so normal, wholesome, that we bypass it looking for the big booming voice or vibrational energy that comes with the communication, like all these behind the veil Alice in Wonderland experiences. They're just not. Yet they are. And I'll explain, like I always do. Communication with the higher self is basically letting go of all dualistic components. It is connecting with that which knows it is one. It is that which is aware that it is witnessing all of this, not separate from any of it, not believing in the 3D version of itself. The highest aspect, the one that knows that it is God, that God and I are one. My Father and I are one. yet my Father is greater than I. That greater than I component, which says, every time I label something I, and I follow that, that is the new cast of character that has just been created. I am a mother. Bam. That's a story I'm telling myself now. I've just stepped 1 foot away from my higher self. I am a lover of nature. I've again removed myself from that higher self perspective. I am a human being. Bam, again, 1 step away from my higher self. Every step into the I am, whatever follows that amness, is the character. Now, if you step backwards to the I, you're more in the seat of the witness because you haven't stepped into the character role yet. Now, go in front of the I, the unspoken, the thing that is labelless. We call that the higher self, the witness, the thing that is always permanent, boundless, without any identification. That conversation is very different, right? There's no duality there. There's just a knowing that everything that is arising is perfect. That's why it's called the higher self. It has the higher view. It doesn't go into these preconceived notions of sinning or goodness, rightness or wrongness. It knows that everything that is happening is perfectly happening. Now, in that recognition, it also does not see personalization. Everything is impersonal. It's just happening. The orchestra's music is playing. It is orchestrating itself. The conversation is conversing. It is just conversing itself. So, how do you communicate with the higher self? It again comes back to finding out what the self is. And it isn't about adding anything on top of it. It's about unraveling everything that believes that to be true. And then the higher self conversation is just doing itself. We hope this is helpful. We continue to try and get you to look at things a little bit differently through a new lens. That's what the relationship with Bernadette is all about. Yes, we have hysterical conversations about fun things too. You can ask anything. There is no topic off limits here. But what I find most prevalent is that Bernadette has yet to say anything to me that I have not been able to see as truth. In all these years of our relationship, I've counted every 3D thing that's been shown to me as untrue. And yet I've been unable to discount anything that Bernadette has told me as untrue. So why would you question which I would lean into more in this now version of the story of Kelly? Keep the questions coming, you guys. We appreciate you. And if you think there are others that would really enjoy engaging on this level, please subscribe, like, and share. Again, it's not about getting more followers. It's about getting this content to people who could really, really benefit from it. So much love. Until next time.